Welcome back to the Lunch Table, Hip Hop Food for Thought. I'm Nico Blitz, and today I got a special guest with me. He goes by the name of Provoked. What's poppin', man?
Chilling, bro. You know, dealing with a little hangover, but everything's all A-okay.
Yeah, man. I was just telling you earlier, like you were. I peeped on your Instagram story right quick, and you were just you were smoking or something at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, I was in a drive-thru at the Del Taco.
What were you doing last night?
Filming a music video.
Okay.
Yeah, drinking a little bit.
For what music video?
It's for, I don't even know the name of the song yet, bro. But it's a bunch of unreleased shit I'm filming for right now that I'm preparing for once I drop my project and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just stacking up the videos right now.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Did you have my research is I will go on people's Instagrams or I will go on their Twitter feeds or whatever, and I will just try to find any information I can.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, you said you didn't have a name for your project. So do you have a name for it yet?
Nah, bro.
Not yet?
Nah, that's what's kind of holding the drop back. But it's cool. Like no rush.
Okay.
I got shit dropping in the meantime.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually really stoked for that. So I had met you, back maybe closer to like a month ago, right? And it was at Real 92.3 when you freestyled for Bootleg Kevin DJ Head. And I was actually exposed to your name like way before that. I have this homie. His name is the homie J9. So I remember he was trying to get you for an interview on like Dash Radio or something. He was like, "Hey, like, what do you think about this kid Provoked?" And at that time, I was like, "Yo, like, he has this like super knocking Boom-Bap sound and whatnot, and it's really ill." So what I did was before this interview, I actually went through your entire discography, and you've been doing this shit for a while now, huh?
Yeah, since I was like 16.
How old are you now?
26, so like
10 years. 10 years. That's a decade, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So then, you know, I want to get to know you like around that time. So like, what made you want to start rapping? First of all, what's your first name?
My real name?
Yeah, your real
Ramon.
name. Ramon. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Ramon, man, how did Ramon become Provoked?
Shit, bro. Fucking honestly, I used to just skate and tag when I was younger, like in high school and shit. And one of my homies came through and was like, well, I used to freestyle too, like off the top with the homies, and we used to always link in Mervin's parking lot right there in Sun Valley, and then just spit. And then one time the homie came up, he's like, "Yo, I record my own shit." Showed me his MySpace page, and he had like the little tracks right there, and I was like mind blown. I was like, hell no, like I thought you had to be like record like a motherfucker signed or some shit to be dropping music, you know? So this is like back fucking what 2000 fucking 7, 8? Fuck yeah, but. So he took me to his crib and he was recording off a little, I think it was an Xbox microphone or some shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then we made a little group. I don't even remember what the fuck the group was called, though. It was a long time ago. And then, and he just started dropping shit on MySpace, and a bunch of people started, like, the tagging world started kind of, like, saying all these motherfucker raps, like, you know, because I already, like, when you tag and you get your name up, motherfuckers know you in, like, areas and shit. Like, I already had, like, a little bridge to, like, to get people to listen to me and shit. So I caught it when I was hella young before people were dropping music videos on YouTube and shit like that.
So was your fan base primarily, you're from San Fernando Valley?
Yeah.
So was your fan base primarily in the San Fernando Valley at that time?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I started messing with some LA cats, and then like there was like a little scene that was like developing, you know, like, and I caught it pretty early, like, damn, I'm trying to think of like the homies, he goes by Bobby Butcher, Severe, like all these cats that I met, like Lost Angels, which is now the homie Xer, and like a bunch of cats, like we just all networked from LA, Hollywood, the Valley, and just created like a little bridge.
How'd you, because back then, at least from my perspective, like I wasn't able to network like that with people on some music shit. Like, what did you do? Was it really just like smoke sessions, skate sessions? Like, what did you do to really connect with all those people?
As in
the industry.
Shit, just online reaching out. People were reaching out on MySpace and shit, bro. Like people would hit me up on MySpace and be like, "Come through, let's make a song." And just hella organic, just built. Like,
okay, that's what's up. I was, peeping through all your shit. I have like hella notes on my iPhone right now.
Yeah.
I think it was this one song you got hella popping for called Silly Rabbit.
Yeah.
That shit was popping, dude. Like, I was listening to the shit, I was like, damn, I feel like a stoner right now.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. I still remember when that shit dropped. Yeah.
Yeah? What was the feeling when Silly Rabbit dropped?
Bro, I was young as shit, and honestly, I was just soaking up the whole little like the groupie love back in the day. You feel me? So I was like a little wild kid. I didn't think of it. I didn't know. I wasn't thinking of follow up moves and shit like that. I wasn't thinking strategical. I was thinking the dumb. Like so when that dropped and I got a little buzz and shit, like I just kind of like. I didn't drop as much music because I was kind of just sitting on that record for a while. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then, cause I didn't, dude.
You didn't know.
I didn't know. You feel me? I was just a fucking kid making shit. But that shit ended up fucking catching like pretty good numbers, and a bunch of people started like hitting me up about it, and fools like that I wouldn't expect reach out and like give props and shit.
Like
and
who?
it was like, oh, just neighborhood cats that you might have beef with or a little tension with, and like fools change up and shit. Like, not in a bad way, they just kind of like give props, and it's like, oh shit, I wouldn't expect somebody like
exactly.
Yeah, so it's a little weird and shit.
Yeah, well, because you never really expected people who like that to really give you some sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like affirmation that like you're a good rapper.
Yeah, it was definitely weird. It was a weird time, but it was definitely I learned a lot. Yeah. At that time during the Silly Rabbit era.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm assuming now you're not only sitting on Silly Rabbit, you've like released hella more shit.
Oh yeah, hell
afterwards,
yeah.
For sure.
And then I dropped Me and You, and that was like the second one that caught wind.
That got
again.
like a couple million views on YouTube, huh?
Last time I checked, it was like a mil something.
Yeah.
But that was the next one, and then bro, I was just young and enjoying it.
Yeah.
So,
What's the difference that you see primarily from the music that you made before and the music that you make now? Because at least from my perspective, like the shit that you were making back then was a lot of like, it was very, I don't want to use the word childish, but it's like at that time when you're like 17, 18, all you really want to do is just like have fun, smoke weed, and like chill with your friends,
Yeah, it's high school music, bro. Like that's how I say it. It's high school music, high schooler music. Like that's why I trip out when like people hit me up and they're already old, like, and they're like, yo, Apples, Pens, and Lighters is still my shit. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that's dope, that's crazy. I'm like, but like I can't listen to that shit without cringing, dude. Like I'm like, yo, I'm a little ass kid right here talking about jacking like 40s and apples and like to smoke weed and like I'm like, what the fuck, but yeah.
I mean, you're still dumping 40s on your steaks and shit from that plug walker.
Yeah, But shit, back in the day, it was on some wild shit. Like, you just jacking 40s, getting chased by the undercovers, and drinking in the back of the Ralphs, like where we fucking stole the 40s at. Like, just getting in trouble all the fucking time.
Damn, you get chased by undercovers when you were young?
Oh, yeah, dude, I got chased a lot. I got my crib raided for graph. I got in hella trouble for graph, for graffiti and shit. Never got caught stealing, like, I never stole from a person in my life, but I used to steal a lot from like fucking stores, bro. Like, there's a Sally's that was like in the corner of my house and shit, and I used to jack fucking hair straighteners with my skateboard. I'll just put the fucking and hide them with my skateboard, and then I'll go to Carl's Jr. after school, and just sell them to the girls for $40.
That's
they're
hella
like
funny.
like $70, $80.
Yeah.
So. I was a little wild one.
Damn, bro, so you were really finessing when you were a kid.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. I used to like just weed money when I was younger. You feel me?
So what was your family situation like since you had to like go to the store, steal hairdressers, and doing all that shit?
Yeah. Never lacked anything, but they never gave me money and shit. Because they didn't want to like spoil me and shit like that.
Yeah.
Totally understand.
Yeah.
But so they were like we never lacked anything, but never been spoiled. Yeah,
that's good, man. Well, I think it's good that your parents instilled that in you, because I'm pretty sure if they just spoiled the fuck out of you, you probably wouldn't have been. I feel like people who aren't spoiled are a lot hungrier. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Hell yeah. No, I'm glad I wasn't spoiled and little brat.
Yeah. Did your parents put you on to like any music at all? Like, were they the one? Did they instill music inside of you? Like, any?
Not really. They played music around the crib, but it was like Argentinian shit, Peruvian shit. Like, just hella traditional old school shit. So I grew up around like that type of stuff. What maybe did do something to me, But like, but nah, they never played hip hop or nothing like that.
Then how'd you get into Boom-Bap? Because then your shit's like hella Boom-Bap, bro.
Yeah, well, I grew up, you know what? Well, Bone Thugs, I used to love Bone Thugs, even though they're not Boom-Bap and stuff. But like, I was into that quick rap, and I think, and the whole Boom-Bap thing, I think it was just my area and the people I started dealing with, or like like I was Mob Deep or those kind of beats that I would rip from YouTube, and I would just rap
Yeah.
on those, and got like that became my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, you know, nowadays we really live in a non-boom-bap era.
Yeah.
Like, where do you see the direction of, like, hip-hop now? Because it's, at least from my perspective, it's really just all, like, SoundCloud rappers, or you just have, like, hella clout for some fucking reason. And boom-bap doesn't necessarily fit in this era of music.
It's very gimmicky. It's like hella like motherfuckers just pop out of nowhere with face tats, and like so it's very strange and shit. Damn, I don't know. As far as like,
how do you feel about the people like the Tekashis or like the Trippie Reds? You know what I mean? Because those people, granted, they have like their own solidified audience the way they did it, but it's like there's really no room. At least from my perspective, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of room for boom bap artists to really flourish because there's people like the Tekashis or the Trippie Reds.
Yeah.
And you know, I would label you as like somebody within like that boom bap type style of hip hop.
It's they're the most entertaining, and they'll do the most for like for the clout or whatever. Fucking, you know, they'll do crazy shit that I would never do. Like how you do like. So I like to watch them. I hear some of their shit, you know, like I fuck with them. And I think the blogs are always gonna go towards the most the most entertaining,
poppin',
the most like the most weird shit. Like like this person fucked a porn star in broad daylight or some weird shit, and the blogs want clickbait, you know?
Yeah.
So I understand that. But fucking my whole like goal or my whole plan is just like fucking create a solid fan base organically, have them always streaming my shit. Like I ain't trying to be like a Drake or anything like that. You feel me? Like as long if I could get my fucking living paid off and a bunch of other shit, and then have play money, you know, that's good enough for me. You feel me? And whatever happens. I don't really have too much expectations. To me, that's succeeding to me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
damn, you had no expectations, like even like hip hop, like for yourself.
Expectation. I have places that I know I need to not be at. You feel me? But like,
for sure.
But like, once I pass that, everything's like kind of like free game. You feel me? I might fucking stop rapping one day, and then if I make money another place, I fucking make money there and do rapping as a hobby, and then now I could do whatever I really, really want.
I get you.
Instead of catering.
I get you. So you kind of see your expectations as like, okay, this is what not to do.
Yeah, like you gotta be better than this. Like that. That's what it is. Like
dude, that's a very interesting way of thinking about it, because a lot of people who I meet, like let's say it's like year one, and you have expectations to be somebody by like year 2 or year 3. Nobody really thinks of it as like, oh, here's people who I aspire to be, but then here's people who I don't aspire to be.
Yeah.
People don't really realize that at the end of the day, like it really is a free for all world, and you don't really know what the fuck. You don't know how people like really got to that spot.
Yeah.
You only see the outcome.
Yeah.
So you can only try to be the people that you don't aspire to be. Type of thing. I don't know. It's some weird shit.
Yeah, you get it though.
Yeah. So you know, recently Mac Miller passed away.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And I remember especially listening to Silly Rabbit. Like it reminded, like your old shit reminded me of like when Mac Miller came out. Like it was very just like high schooly and very fun and whatnot. Did you have any Mac Miller influence growing up?
Not at the time. I think I got into Mac when the Divine Feminine project came out.
Super recent.
Yeah, so it wasn't even like. But I've heard songs like back in the day, like the Missed Call song and stuff. Yeah, like I actually liked that song hella when I was younger. So I've heard his new project hella like before the passing, like when he barely dropped it, like. But as far as like my younger days, I didn't really listen to.
Yeah, what'd you think of his last album then?
I thought it was dope as shit, dude. I thought it was hella dope. I had it on replay. Like, it's just cruising music. Like, I don't even know the name of the tracks that much, like, because I just let the whole album run, you know? Yeah, so, like, it was dope. It's dope. And that shit was fucked up.
It was definitely a vibe, man. You know, it's crazy because I was talking to Rob about this, like, right before you came in, but, you know, it's crazy how on the day, like, Mac Miller died, everybody was just sending out their condolences and whatnot, but nobody was really talking about the true issue. The true issue being that like drug abuse and substance abuse is fucking horrible, man. And it's crazy because I think for your earlier music it was a lot more fun, and you were like you weren't like necessarily pushing like, oh, smoke weed, do all this, do all that, but like even at that time, you had like a whole influence for kids, and you still have influence for like kids and like people our age. You know, like what's the importance of really having, of like, I guess pushing your brand as something that's not necessarily drug based.
Shit. Honestly, with my whole music thing, like I might say some shit that's fucked up that I wouldn't want like motherfuckers to do and shit like that. But I always like make it clear, like I'm very like this is rap and this is shit, and like I concentrate the worst of the worst shit and then like write about it or some shit. It's not like I do that. Like so, like I think people just kind of gotta be also like take responsibility and be aware that this shit's entertainment. When motherfuckers glamorize shit, like there's always gonna be that fucked up shit sells. Fucked up shit catches our attention. There's always gonna be that shit. So I think it's not up to like trying to like change the rap thing or like make rappers change, because you know like it's kind of inevitable to have fucked up shit as the main thing. But like it's just be more aware about yourself and what you like believe in, or like it's cool to find entertainment and watch motherfuckers sip codeine and do all this shit, you know, cool, and hear the music and the shit they talk about, hell yeah. But like there's a certain, I don't know, it's just motherfuckers need to be responsible for themselves, you feel me? And I feel like, and it's fucked up because some parents don't teach that, or some people don't have bigger homies, and some people don't know, so all they have is that music shit, and it's fucked up. But I think once fucking rappers, I think it's cool if motherfuckers step out of the box and start like, and speak about shit like that, you know? Hey bro, it's entertainment, like fucking, and we talking about shooting fools, we're not really shooting fools, like, you know, like, so, but it's a tricky topic for sure. But as far as what I push and shit, like, if I say shit that might sound inappropriate, like to somebody and shit, like I'm probably gonna say it many more times. You feel me? Like, but I just like I'll also speak on the side on my stories and shit like that. I make fun of people who follow. Like, you know, I have a very cynical way of approaching the topic.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, it's just like be responsible for you. Don't be a dumbass and learn a little bit. You know, like we literally have all the answers in the fucking palm of our hands, like our phones and shit. Like you can see the fucked up shit that shit really brings. Like but
I think people really embrace the more entertaining side of it all. You know what I mean? Because like those people portray those lives as being like more fun and more like, you know, funny and entertaining and shit. Yeah. But like I don't think people actually realize the seriousness that really comes with doing all that shit, you know? Based off what you're telling me, it does sound like it's more so the consumer's responsibility on how they portray the information from what the artist is saying.
And I think I think everything's, I'm a big believer of everything's like our fault. Like everything that happens is our fault. Like with our situation where we're at,
as in the artist or like the person?
No, the person. That, like, you know, like if you're addicted to fucking pornography, like, or weird shit, like everything's your fault and you could change it. If you, I think admitting it's your fault, like, it gives you more power to fucking change shit. You feel me? Like break a bad habit or something. Be like, you know what, I got myself in here, not this and not that, not this person. Damn. Like, you know, like just take the blame and fucking fix it. You know?
Damn, that's some real shit, dude. You take responsibility for like damn near everything you do, huh?
Yeah. Like, I think that's the easiest way to go about it, you know, or else we could just be depressed and like act like we don't have control over anything. Like, I swear, I don't know. It's tricky.
No, I feel you, dude. Yeah. Was there anything in your life? What's that one moment in your life in which like you really told yourself like, yo, I have to take responsibility for this? Like it was like a huge fuck up.
A huge fuck up.
And you were just like, fuck it, that was me.
Well, I've had many drunk nights where I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck? You feel me? And then they make me like, and I won't drink for a long ass time after that because I'm just like, yo, I'm not that, like, why am I acting like that person? But, bro, honestly, maybe money situations when I was like, oh shit, I'm fucking like, I need to get my money right. You feel me? And like, I need to get on track because I was hella unorganized. I was hella like, not so focused on constant income, and that's what like you fucking need. You know, you need fucking like, it's like I would get like a good little chunk here, and I'll like sit on it and like play with it. Like back in the day, so you learn like once you're like, oh shit, like my money's kind of fucking low again. Like, you know, like times like that is when you're like, yo, I gotta get my shit like right. You feel me? Like so many times like that, like back in the day. Like,
so then how did you get yourself out of those money tight situations?
I learned, bro. I started fucking like watching. Oh my bad. I started watching fucking like videos, little seminars, little fucking buying books, fucking looking into Napoleon Hill, fucking just like little weird. I started just fucking like wandering, fucking learn compound interest, learn fucking like just weird, just shit. Like how do motherfuckers get rich? Like put money into fucking IRAs accounts and fucking let shit make money over time, and then like you know, instead of just letting it sit there and not grow, like just little shit like that. I was like, fuck, I need to fucking start getting on it. This is a game, you know. And if I don't learn the game, I'm gonna lose.
Well, because there's no fucking like. There's no map to all this shit growing up, you know what I mean? They just tell us to make money. They don't tell us to save money.
Yeah, they set you up. They set you up, or like they go to school, but they don't teach you shit about credit.
Yeah.
They don't teach you shit about fucking taxes. They don't teach you shit about nothing. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Did you go to high school, college?
No, I didn't go to college. I went to high school though.
Okay.
I went to like 4 or 5 different high schools.
Yeah. How come you didn't go to college?
Just fuck. Honestly, it wasn't for me, bro. And I was like kind of like in selling my little weed and like little thing like that. And I was like, and at the same time, I just never really saw what was I gonna do if I went to school? Like I never saw something that I could like.
I feel you.
But maybe there is, you know. But oh shit, I'm down to hit that actually. Yeah, thank you. My bad. I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't know. I used to like just tag. Like I'm telling you, like there's a long period of like after high school days, like I was just hella into tagging and kicking it with the homies and getting drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and now like literally that's all I did when I was younger.
Yeah. How'd you get out of just doing all that? Feel free to smoke, by the way, man.
How'd I get out of it? I saw a lot of fucked up shit in the little tagging world, like the little community I grew up. So just like I noticed I'm a little different. Like I can't do shit like that and have a clear conscience and shit. Like a little like dirty shit. Like I'm talking about like I don't know, just weird dirt, like kind of
dirty shit. Like what?
Like motherfuckers doing foods dirty or fucking like foods like girls getting passed around, like and the girls being down with it, like just dirty shit. Like I don't like that shit. Like I don't train females. You feel me? I don't do that shit. Like I don't fucking.
What in the tagging world they do that shit?
Oh, they do it in every world. They do it in the rap world. They do it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like in tagging, I just assume that you just like go out like with a bunch of homies and start tagging.
Nah,
shit,
tagging,
you know
it's crazy. Fucking fools get shot. Fucking, it's not just like you go paint. Like if you're painting, you're putting your shit,
it's territorial.
On the line. Yeah, my homies got shot. Fucking like a lot of shit happens.
Yeah.
But a lot of fights, a lot of shit like that. Yeah. And it's usually the younger ones that are doing the crazy shit. Like the young cats, like fucking like 16, 17, 18, like motherfucking shooting and shit.
That's nuts, dude. I didn't realize the tagging world was that crazy.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. But yeah.
How was the blunt? Cool?
It was a good little hit. Tastes good. Oh, yeah. Nice little head rush. Have you seen the Elon Musk interview with Joe Rogan?
Oh, where he was smoking weed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you watched the whole interview?
No, I didn't watch the entire interview.
It's a good ass interview. That fool, I swear, I bet you Elon Musk has like some type of like. Now it sounds horrible to try to diagnose somebody like that, but I think he has like a little autism or something, like or like Asperger's or something. And I fucking love people like that. Like fucking like I grew up, my sister's Down syndrome, so like everybody around is like there's autistic kids and shit, but they're fucking crazy smart and like certain like I have a homie who his brother is autistic and literally all he watches is fucking trains on YouTube, but he knows how to get anywhere. You ask him, how do I get to San Diego? Or how do I get to some weird place you have to take like 4 different freeways? And he already knows it. Like he studies maps.
That's crazy,
dude.
Yeah,
that's just crazy.
Well, because I've always thought that people with something around that area, like they think on a level that's totally different from ours. And I think the way society is built is to shun people like that, or like let's help them. You know what I mean? Like I always thought of those people as kind of like the real life X-Men. Because eventually what you get is like you, myself, everybody else, we all live like the normal lives, but then to like people with like Down syndrome or autism, like that's normal to them. Yeah. And for us, we kind of look at that stuff like, oh, that's abnormal to us. Mm-hmm. So we try to just like push that shit out from our society, and it doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. It really doesn't make sense.
Yeah, definitely. Things like that, and even fucking like something as simple as like ADD or somebody's too hyper, like it's like a kid doesn't pay attention in school, so give them some pills. It's like, bro, like you're teaching them numbers. Like obviously a kid wants to fucking look at cartoons, not you, like, but they pill him up and it's like, oh, he's too, like that shit's like hella, It's pretty fucked up.
I think that reminds me of this show that me and my girl are watching right now. It's called Good Doctor. And I think the guy has like ADHD or something, but he's like literally one of the best doctors like at that time, like in that space. So it's very interesting to see that people, like, there's actually real life people like that, and it's nuts. So you mentioned your sister had Down syndrome, man. Like, what was it like growing up with her? Did you have to like do anything special like for her? Like you personally, did you have to do anything special for her growing up?
Yeah, go look for foods that would talk shit, cause she would go to schools like in my area, and then like I would have homies that go there and they'll tell me that foods would talk like make fun of her and shit. So like when I was young, probably like 9th grade, 10th grade, I would like walk to the fucking schools with my homies and shit and like look for these foods and shit. Like so I used to do shit like that, and like when I was younger, it was obviously like a little like. I remember like being really young. You know, when you're young, you don't understand. You're a weird little kid. But I used to like, I would say kind of like being like embarrassed about the situation. Like when I was like in elementary school days and shit. But fucking, I think after like middle school or like getting to those ages, it was just like she's the shit, dude. Like it's all love. Like there's literally no hate or no like it's just like they're all love. Like it's like fuck. Like I wish I was all love.
Well, shit. At some point, you kind of realize that like this is my sister, and like not that you have to love her, but it's like that's your blood. I always believe blood is thicker than water. You know what I mean?
And she's like I'm saying, she's chill as fuck, dope, fucking like. Like when you're little and you make fun of kids because you don't know shit, like so like I feel like when you're young, like you care too much about what people think, like somebody's gonna talk shit about my sister, like and like you try to like not like let nobody know. Now I fucking post her on my fucking Instagram. She's like all the like everybody knows about my sister.
What does your sister say about you being Self-Provoked, the rapper?
I gave her the phone once, like a few times with my music videos, and she'll look at it and be like, and just like put it down. like she don't care.
She don't care that you're the rapper?
Nah, she doesn't really like. I don't know if she doesn't like process it fully or something, but she's just like she'll watch it. She'll kind of look at it, like be like, like she probably notices, and then she's like, okay, but like not my type of shit.
Well, what's cool is like if you ever show her some sort of music, I'm sure if she gives you like like I guess that's like some sort of affirmation for you, like this is some real good shit.
Yeah, shit, right? Because it's not always she's funny.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like all the music, it was interesting. You were actually just on a track. Let's see. It is called Money Don't Fold, Smiley Tower and Alex Wiley.
Oh, yeah.
And both of them are from Chicago.
Yeah.
How'd you link up with them?
Smiley Tower reached out. I think we had one more song prior before that. And then he reached out, and he got Alex Wiley on it. And we were supposed to shoot the video, all three of us together at the time. But I think Alex Wiley had some shit pop up. So me and... Smiley Tower shot that, and then they put him in the video the like next day or something. But yeah, it was all Smiley Tower. That fool kind of made that happen, made that move happen. Yeah, cool cat. I was out there in Chi-Town with him. It's just nice out there.
Yeah, dude, totally different from LA, huh?
Yeah, it's chill. Well, at least where they're at is like hella like woodsy. It's like I don't know, it's woodsy, but a bunch of houses. You feel me? Like the neighborhoods just look different. It's cool.
Yeah, hella different from all the towers we have over here in LA, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, mad traffic and shit.
Did you learn anything different from like just being in a space that wasn't home for you?
You know what? I was on tour, so I was fucking tired every day. So like I shot the video and probably went back to the room to sleep. Like I was so exhausted. But yeah, I'm sure I have. I picked up a little something, Like,
but you didn't even get the chance to really explore Chicago then.
Nah, honestly, no. I wish.
Shit, how was the tour?
It was good. It was really good. It was tiring, but it was good. It was productive. It was dope seeing like a bunch of fans from in areas I never fucking saw and shit. So hell yeah.
It must be crazy knowing that you have fans over in like Chicago, for example, because that's like way far out.
Yeah. Fucking internet, bro. It's just crazy.
Do you think we're in a more fortunate state that we're growing up in like the internet era? Because, back then it was literally just MySpace or word of mouth on how somebody's music really popped off.
Yeah.
But, especially being in the internet era, it's like your music can circulate so much farther, but it can also get shunned that much quicker.
Gotcha. Like oversaturation.
Yeah, oversaturated.
It has its pros and its cons. For music distribution, I think it's good. I think it's I don't know, shit getting saturated is like, you can't really fucking stop that shit. Like, when shit takes off, motherfuckers gonna want to hop on it too. You know, once weed started making money, once everything starts making money, everybody wants to start making money off that shit too, or start doing it, or for the popularity and shit. But, yeah, pros and cons, bro. But I think mostly pros.
Yeah, mostly pros, especially for your situation, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, you know, but I think anybody, if they really like figure it out, like, or just like strategically move a certain way and like handle it, I think anybody could really do it if you're dope.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, like, you know, when I was peeping on your Instagram and shit, I hate it when I find artists and they just try to be fucking Instagram models, you know what I mean? Like, all they do is just post fucking, like, photos of themselves of, like, different outfits and shit, but it's like they don't really post fucking music.
Yeah.
Like, I'm peeping on your shit, it's like music video, like free bars, and I'm like, okay, this guy's, like, actually fucking working.
Yeah. You know, that's funny, though, because I went through a phase where I was fucking just posting pictures. And, bro, I hated that shit, too, bro. Like, I would even write, like, I can't wait till I start posting new music instead of fucking pictures. Like, you know, because people would tell you, like, oh, you need to post some picture. But, like, I agree, but now I'm starting to kind of disagree because, like you, I'm the same way. Like, once, like, I fuck with some rapper and I'm like, yo, this was dope. And then all I see is selfies and fucking, like, just pictures of him. Like, that's happened to me many times. I get turned off. I don't even want to see that shit. I don't care what he drops no more because I don't want to see a bunch of pictures of him. But, I totally understand. It's funny you said that shit.
Yeah, because artists kind of just, like, oversaturate themselves.
Yeah.
They're just trying to make themselves visible as opposed to making themselves, like, relevant.
Yeah.
I fuck with artists. I fuck with artists when they're just, like, not constantly posting music, but just knowing that, like, okay, like, I have this new song coming out. Or, like, oh, I'm working on this song. Or, like, you know, a photo of them, like, in the studio or something. It's like, damn, I at least know this motherfucker is working. That's why I know you're at least fucking working, dude. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like a build-up, huh? Like a build-up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like somebody really broke it down to me, and just like like an Instagram story. The main word there is story. So if you're not fucking telling a story with the shit that you post, nobody's really gonna be invested in that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just one of those things. So, sorry, man. That's my little rant about, like, fucking Instagram models and shit.
Nah, you good, bro. Next time I post a picture of myself, I'm gonna think about this conversation.
Are you Mexican, Hispanic, some one of those Southern American?
The Southern American side, yeah. My dad's from Argentina,
okay,
and my mom's from Peru. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So I was completely wrong.
Well, you South American. They're both South American. So
South American.
Yeah.
So, you know, nowadays I see a huge resurgence in the people of color in music. You know what I mean? Like, blacks were obviously, they started hip-hop and they were really pushing the culture. Me as being Filipino, I see a lot of Asians really pushing the culture too. For, like, the Southern Americans, I see people like King Lil G. My boy, Devour, he's over in San Fernando Valley, too. And, you know, people like yourself. Do you feel like you really have to put on for your culture, not only in hip-hop, but, like, in music?
Nah. I put on for myself. Like,
okay.
I don't really... I don't like to do the mob thing, like I'm putting down, like, for culture or something like that. I'm moving for myself. Yeah, so nah.
Dude, I mean, shit, I fuck with the honest answer, dude.
Yeah.
No, that's some real shit.
Yeah.
I usually get people who are either, like, really for it,
Yeah.
and sometimes they don't make sense that they're really for it, but then, like, I really appreciate that really honest fucking answer, because some people, they take that route in which they end up speaking Spanish on their music, and it's like, okay, like, I get it because Cardi B did that shit and it's really working, but just to know, like, you're being really authentic, dude, and I really fuck with that shit.
Oh, hell yeah. No, I have to, bro. I have to, yeah. Nah, man, but no, it's definitely dope when people, like, make that their thing, you know, but it's just not, I don't see no sense to it. I have, like, more chance of getting backstabbed by a person of my color than white, because I associate with them more. I don't know, it's just, like, people are people.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm not into that, like, that race-based shit, which I totally understand why it's going on, but, like, I just don't feed into it too much. Like, I just feel like like I said, everything's our fault. We could like we sharpen ourselves to the point where we can handle these situations and maneuver around life instead of like trying to don't baby me, don't fucking only because like I'm Latino, like, you know, I don't like people babying me. Like I don't want to be babied.
Yeah. Like you don't want to get put on because you're Latino. You want to get put on because you're self-provoked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know?
Dude.
Yeah.
That is some real ass fucking shit. I really fuck with that. So then now I'm even more juiced for your fucking album. So then do you have any idea when that's gonna drop?
Dude, I'm trying to do that shit by probably early November, maybe late October. I'm aiming, you feel me? But like it's pretty much like getting done. It's already mostly done. I just need to figure out the fucking title and the fucking cover, and then maybe add like one more song or something and take out another one. I don't know, but like it's pretty much there.
How many songs do we have on it?
I'm still debating the number. I have fucking like 20 some songs right now stacked. Yeah. Like so, like I'm trying to throw like 9 tops. 7's a cool number, but I also want to throw songs I already released, and I don't want to like put too many ones I already released on the. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm still figuring it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, I mean, I really appreciate you like being here, man. This was a really good fucking talk. I feel like my mind was actually like stimulated after a long time. You know what I mean?
Okay, dope.
Like that shit is tight. Self-provoked. That's self-provoked 818 on everything, right?
That's my Instagram and Twitter is at self-provoked by itself. Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, everybody, make sure you check out Self-Provoked's album that's coming out in November. We don't have a name yet, but it's gonna be fucking fire. Self, anything you want to say to the people before we dip out?
Shit. Have a good day.
This is the lunch table, hip hop food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz, Self-Provoked, and we are out.
Peace.